to the bang, like,
Look who finally decided to join us. Took you long enough. Take a seat. No, I just got that imported from Luxembourg. The beanbag chair next to it is, thank you. I'm going to talk plainly for a moment. Imagine you are engaged in a debate with someone. Doesn't really matter what it's about. And it's a very contentious debate. You deliver a coup de grace. And the person who was on the receiving end of that coup de grace, who was deemed the loser, just walks away. They leave. Don't say anything, really. They don't say, well, yeah, I concede to your point. I was wrong. You were right. No, just walk away. What would you call that person?
bitch.
And at the very least, you declare that person a sore loser. So now apply that very same conclusion to an NBA game, professional team against professional team, and the so-called greatest of all time loses despite having a great game. And he immediately rushes off the court for the second time against the same team. Follow closely behind by podcasting satellite.
J.J. Redick didn't want anything to do with anybody. He left this court in a hurry.
I find this act bitch-like in nature, no matter who does it. Isaiah Thomas and the Bad Boy Pistons in the past included. Bitch-like behavior.
In terms of us walking off the court, at that time we were mad, we were upset, and for me to sit here now and say, you know, we didn't really mean it, that would be a lie, because, you know, at that time we meant it. Was it unsportsmanlike? Yes. Was it the wrong thing to do? Yes. But at that time, is that the way we felt? Yeah, it was a very emotional response.
Mind you, Isaiah did that one time, at least to my knowledge, or the most famous example of such. And he has profusely apologized for that numerous times, even quite recently in the past few years. LeBron does it every single game. Oops, I'm sorry. That's not entirely correct. My fault. He doesn't do it all the time. He just does it most of the time. You see, there are those he likes. There are those he's friends with. He dabs up and congratulates and, oh yeah, good game and stuff. But those he doesn't care too much about, i.e. the Detroit Pistons.
I'm a boss-ass bitch, 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 bitch.
Yet I'm constantly interrogated by locusts as to why I don't like this team and I dislike LeBron.
It's outrageous, crazy, scary, spooky, hilarious. I don't have a cat in this house. That's it. The rabbit works. Not very good, but it works. This is why, LeBron, no one respects you. How can I respect a man that doesn't respect others? How can I like somebody who would rather be a diva than be a leader? This is bubble ring behavior, LeBron, and that I cannot forgive. This is why you aren't clutch, LeBron. Well, you are sometimes, but lowercase c, not capitalized. Even in a post-game interview, you weren't clutch.
Now, let's talk about Cade. That's his name because he's a My Player character. Oh my God, it's an all-star. The confidence, the poise, the steadfastness in his play. Scoring on La Diva and breaking his stilettos. This is the first time we've beaten the Lakers twice in the same season since 2015, 2016. Look who we had on the team then. And look at us now. Look at us then, look at us now. Look at us then, look at us now. Look at it. The suffering, the anguish, the misery of last season. It was all culminating to this moment where I could say we are mid and be confident in saying we are mid, as I said a few months ago, but you didn't believe me. You thought I was fibbing. You thought I was capping. No. No, no, no. Mid at last. Thank God Almighty, we are mid at last. Lakers' legs were amputated 2 consecutive years by the same team.
You're just this honest, reckless, faceless thing, aren't you? Rolling down the street like a turd in the wind.
Look at AD pushing Reed, even though Reed was excessively pushing AD first. I'm surprised the refs didn't call him for that. But what you mad for, AD? You upset because you stubbed your toe on one of those bricks you left out there? Don't get mad at us because your brow is thinning. I don't like the turnovers we keep experiencing. I don't like our inability to keep a lead and not have it go down to the wire. I've said this numerous times. That's something to be worked on. But it's getting there. But to have a 10-plus point lead and then to have it whittled down, and it was bullshit whittling it down, but half of it was our fault. We need that type of behavior. Not facing teams like Lakers, Miami Heat, things like we need to comfortably win some games. Not just trying so hard every single night to barely scrape by. What I don't understand is how we can beat the Heat and lose to the Jazz, then beat the Suns and beat the Lakers. How did we lose to the Jazz? Freeform Jazz. How? And I saw Tom Gores out there. He was running out there in the court. The guy returned from the steppes of Tibet, and he can now celebrate. And I had some. Oh, this man last year. He went AWOL. He went off grid. So I've got some animosity towards him still, but correction was in order. He went and did these things, which is one of the reasons why I didn't expect them to fire Monty, just given how much money was still remaining on his contract. And it's embarrassing, really. But to see where we've now arrived somewhat, not really arrived. So, but there's whispers of people saying, possible play-in. I'm not going to say it because nothing I say ever really works out. So I'm just going to think it in my head. Not really say it. The amount of players that we have and what they do, Ron Holland defensively, what he was doing consistently, the chemistry that exists between he and other teammates, Asur Thompson, Jaden Ivey. I would have liked to have seen more from Jalen Duren. He only had about 2 attempts at just shooting, but defensively his potential and what he can do. I see the shooters around the team. I see Beasley. He saved us on more than one occasion. I see Fontecchio. I see somebody who can space the floor, shoot the ball, and then they tried to give him there's so many things against us constantly. Having one of the worst schedules, having no calls, not getting any TV time or anything, and to still be marginal of a team despite everything. I love it. I love it so much. And it can only go up from here. I want to see what moves we do going into the trade deadline and see that. And then especially this off season, what we can do. But Cade, certified star, certified all-star. I hope he does make that. I know he'll probably get the lowest amount of votes or one of the lowest amount. But I think playing against the Lakers in a big game that a lot of people are talking about, it was trending #1 last night. It'll make people now be more aware of how good he truly is, which is something we couldn't do for the previous couple of years because of how bad the roster was constructed. So it made him look worse than what he was. And now lots of people are now like, I didn't know Cade was this good. Yeah, yes. And for him to stick it out and still remain here, yes. And thinking about who needs to be extended, who like a contract extension, like between Jalen Duren, Jaden Ivey, and stuff. This is very important. There's a lot of big decisions to be made here. It really feels as though multiple players on the team who've been here for a year or two are finally developing their game because they were a little bit unable to do so, or they were doing so under duress. Yeah, getting better here and there. Jaden Ivey especially. Not only is he playing better than last year, he's happier. He's comfortable with what's going on. And it's not just being thrown into the deep end of the pool trying to swim, because that's all that was last year and the year before that. So you're seeing substantial growth in his game. as a facilitator and other different things. When Cade isn't on the floor, I want the team to rely a little less on Cade. Because I don't want this to be a Nuggets situation. In general, I know stars, when they hit the bench, there's going to be some issues here and there that crop up during a basketball game. But I do not want this to be something in which Cade has to carry up everything in an Atlas position, and when he's off the floor, stuff just falls apart. I want the team to be solidified enough and built in a certain way that doesn't happen. Because, again, that's something that would be a LeBron type thing, because he goes, you rely so much on him. He is the system. I don't like teams too much that are just systematically built around one individual. I mean, I do enjoy seeing a lot of different things take place on the court, but it just doesn't make for long-term success, in my opinion. There are a few exceptions here and there, but even the exceptions I find some fault with, being the Nuggets. For a time, it was the Dallas Mavericks. So let's see if we can work on that. But all in all, this great, amazing win. Two big-time teams in the Suns and then the Lakers in different games consecutively. That's trending upwards. The sky is the limit. I can't wait to see what takes place going forward. But that's about all I have to say. Thank you all so very much for watching. Comment below, what do you think about the Pistons thus far? Do you think anything I said about LeBron was off base? I'd like to hear what you have to say. Like and subscribe if you are new. Thank you all so very much for watching. If you want to become a member of the channel for some exclusives or a patron, I'll leave the link in the description, or just join the thing. But yeah, see you. That's enough for me. Bye-bye.